Supreme Islamic Council frowns over President Macron's incitement against Islam and the Holy Prophet. Nigeria is facing rapid looting and break-ins as the NSAS protest continues. These and more coming on The World Today. Good evening, you're watching The World Today with me, Sohna Tunkara, and now the news in detail. In an exclusive interview with iAfrica TV, President Adama Barrow has said that his government is prepared to tackle a second wave of coronavirus infections when it arises. The Gambian leader also said the country's economy remains strong despite the impact of the global pandemic. Europe is experiencing a second wave of new coronavirus infections, with Spain, Germany, and France initiating lockdowns again. In the Gambia, the country is experiencing the lowest number of new infections, and deaths have also significantly dropped. However, COVID-19 ravaged economies around the world and devastated the lives and livelihoods of families and individuals in almost every corner on earth. In the Gambia, economic forecasts have been revised downwards as a result of the impact of the coronavirus pandemic on the economy. Despite this, President Adama Barrow said the economy is still strong. Here is an excerpt.
The economy to grow by 6.5%, but because of COVID, we are now growing at 1.5%. It's unfortunate that it happened that way, but I can tell you that still our economy is strong. Our economy is strong. You know why? Our collections remain intact. We are above our target in collection, tax collection and shortfall. We are above our target. Our reserves are over 5 months. When we were coming in government, it was like 1 month import cover. Today we are up to 5 months. So we are still strong. Interest rates have gone down. So we are strong. It's the growth that it has affected.
President Barrow says Gambia is prepared for a second wave of the novel coronavirus pandemic. Now, the Gambia Supreme Islamic Council has condemned what it called the French President Emmanuel Macron's incitement against Islam and the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. In early October, French President Emmanuel Macron sparked outrage across the Muslim world after he accused French Muslims of separatism and described Islam as a religion in crisis all over the world. Amadou Kante has more details in this report.
Emmanuel Macron's comments were made on October 2nd as he unveiled a controversial plan to strengthen a 1905 law that officially separated church and state in a new drive to push religion out of education and the public sector in France. On 6th of October, Samuel Paty, a popular history and geography teacher at a school in a quiet Paris suburb, presented a copy of cartoons of Prophet Muhammad that provoked the attacks on Charlie Hebdo magazine 5 years ago. 10 days later, Paty was killed allegedly by a Russian-born teenager of Kenyan heritage, sending an electric shock into France's long debate about secularism. The French president, Emmanuel Macron, responded by saying France would not renounce the caricatures. On Friday, the Supreme Islamic Council in the Gambia said in a statement that Macron's statement against Islam is irresponsible and caused to spread the culture of hatred and violence in the world, when efforts are underway to enhance tolerance and dialogue between cultures and religions. The council said it strongly condemns Macron's attack on Prophet Muhammad and urges all Muslims in the Gambia to abandon all France-manufactured products. The council also urges imams and scholars in the Gambia to preach to people about the good conduct of Prophet Muhammad and encourage Muslims to practice it in their daily life. Its president Imam Mohamed Lamine Touré said. Charlie Hebdo, a French satirical weekly magazine featuring cartoons, reports, polemics, and jokes, is popular of its caricature of the Muslim Prophet Muhammad, but it has also incurred global anger over its work and a deadly attack 5 years ago. On 7 January 2015, two Muslim brothers, Said and Serif Kouachi, forced their way into Charlie Hebdo's office in Paris, armed with rifles and other weapons, where they killed 12 people and injured 11 others. Reporting for Africa News, I am Amadou Kante.
Muslims continue to condemn Macron's religion incitement. Now, in a bid to mitigate the impact of the coronavirus pandemic, Tunisia's House of Representatives has approved a loan agreement of more than 100 million euros between the government and African Development Bank. The lawmakers overwhelmingly supported the loan deal that is meant to help resurrect the economy and finance key development projects. As efforts to eliminate the pandemic continues, the COVID-19 task force is also demanding for more funding to deal with the situation. More in this report.
The House of People's Representatives in Tunisia passed the draft legislation approving the decree law on the adoption of a loan agreement signed between the country and the African Development Bank. The 180 million euro loan is part of the Rapid Response Facility to COVID-19, approved by the African Development Bank on April 8th this year. 114 MPs voted for the agreement, which received overwhelming parliamentary support.
The African Development Bank has always been one of Tunisia's best partners even before the pandemic. The bank provides funding for concrete projects which have a real impact on the population, like infrastructure, health, education, access to water and sanitization. The support of the AFDB is vital in these difficult times.
The loan aims to mitigate the impact of the COVID-19 crisis through job preservation and social inclusion of vulnerable groups, youths and the poor in the short term and economic recovery in the medium term.
The loan we've approved is necessary to limit the negative repercussions of the pandemic on employment and the social situation. The number of people and businesses who were the first victims of the crisis is rising.
According to the COVID-19 task force, the AFDB loan will also be used to support implementation of the health response in the North African state.
The number of victims is on the rise. We feel the pressure on health facilities. That's why we need additional funding and financial support to provide the equipment and to improve the service at hospitals and to save more lives.
During a face-to-face and an online meeting bringing together representatives of a number of international financial institutions and donors financing Tunisia, representatives of foreign banks, including AFDB, emphasized their commitment to further strengthen their role in enabling the country to better manage the current health crisis. Since the outbreak of the pandemic 7 months ago, Tunisian authorities have mobilized over $500 million to help thousands of enterprises and millions of citizens. Experts estimate that the country needs an additional funding of over $1 billion to mitigate the negative repercussions of the pandemic.
Now in Kenya, young entertainers are taking advantage of the Chinese video app Visket to boost their popularity and generate income through their performances. The mobile app, owned by Transnet Media, has a huge fellowship in Africa and been helping young artists to develop and widen their talents. The platform has created an avenue for the young Africans to explore their skills to the wider world. Details in this report.
Kenyan comedian Tesleen is filming a short skit for her fan base on the digital platform Visket.
Mommy, I was only joking.
She's been posting content on the platform for just over a year now. The performer is using it to develop a career in comedy.
It has really helped my comedy skills because I'm able to see what other comedians are doing. I borrow some ideas, then I go create mine.
Launched in 2018, the app, owned by Transnet Media, is a joint venture between two Chinese tech giants, NetEase and Transsion. The app aims to build the largest video community on the African continent.
Visket is a short video platform where people post videos, funny videos, for the purpose of entertainment.
Visket is currently working with more than 500 artists across the continent as brand ambassadors. It targets people between the ages of 18 and 30, translating content into local languages with a subscriber base in the tens of millions.
In Africa, we have over 36 million users and 14 million active users.
For comedian Matata Mwenda, The app has also allowed him to explore another of his passions, photography, and generate some income from it.
I get people asking me how much I charge, how I do it, how can they access me.
All you need is a smartphone, download the app, some content, and you're in business.
It's not all about comedy though. Others, like Candy Christine, use the platform to put out content on makeup, fashion and art. She says it's helped her self-development.
It's also helping me grow in my personality because, you know, when you're creating content, you're doing role play, you're doing so much, you're even learning on your facial expressions.
The platform has given young Africans an opportunity to showcase their talent, but equally important, access to a wider audience. And who knows, Africa's next big act may already be on this kit.
Kenyans are using the Chinese app Visket to boost their talent. Now we will go with a short commercial break and continue with the rest of our stories. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still watching The World Today, and now to the rest of our stories. Gambia's Ministry of Fisheries, in collaboration with the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO), has been putting together initiatives towards improving the fisheries subsector by redefining methods of fish smoking. The initiative is called the FAO Thyroid Technology, and Gambia's Information Minister Ibrahim Silla has been speaking about it during Friday's weekly press briefing on various government activities. Julden Jaiswari has the rest of that story.
The FAO Thyroid Technology was introduced in Gunjur, south of the Gambian capital Banjul, and it is being replicated elsewhere to transform all hazardous traditional fish smoking methods. Information Minister Ibrahim Silla told journalists on Friday that the health and environment-friendly smoking method of the FAO Thyroid Technology produces high-quality smoked fish products.
FTT produces high-quality smoked fish product and is considered health and environment-friendly. In the same vein, inland transportation of coastal fisheries products have improved remarkably. Access to off-road communities has improved through feeder road network. An estimate of more than 500,000 metric tons of fish was transported to rural areas this year alone.
Speaking on the area of environment, climate change and natural resources, Ibrahim Silla stated that the ministry is currently validating 4 technical reports of the pilot project Climate Resilience, which is funded by the World Bank Climate Investment Fund.
This will enable the Ministry of Environment, through the government of the Gambia as a developing country, to develop resilience to the impacts of climate change by preparing and implementing a strong strategic investment plan of climate intervention, which is a 25-year plan.
Silla said the ministry has also concluded a regional consultation with a Beijing consulting firm on climate change, which targeted administrative regions of the Gambia. It included a diverse range of stakeholders to determine the challenges faced in relation to climate change. He stated that during the technical review period, the 4 strategic documents will be reviewed and validated, and compiled into a national document being implemented by the Ministry of Environment. For iAfrica News, I am Juldenjai Suare.
From that report by Juldenjai Suare, more than 100 shops have been looted in one of Lagos' biggest shopping malls as the city is gripped in violence over protests against police brutality. Shopkeepers were left bewildered as looters emptied their shops. They are now calling on for support. The Lagos state authorities have promised to extend assistance to the affected business people. Let's hear more in this report.
It's the first day this massive shopping mall in the heart of Lagos would be reopening after the violence that hit the city. But shop owners here are returning to virtually empty shops. All 150 shops in the Adeniro Ogunsanya Mall, the Surulere axis of Lagos, were completely looted. This shop sells clothes, but all the clothes are now gone. It's the same story for this perfume shop. Everything looted. And wait for this one, the liaison office of a university.
They broke into our shops, took accessories, printing press machines, they took computers, televisions. They also took so many things, so many effects that really affected us. Like they took close to over 10 million in worth what they've taken from the office.
Most of the capital here is from hedge funds, from venture capital, from banks, from finance companies, and loan raised from family and other individuals. It's a trading cycle here. You only live off of the commission. So I empathize with them. It is not easy to experience black economy. It was white economy before, but right now it's black economy for them.
For now, no trading is going on at the mall as the traders continue to take stock of their loss. It would certainly be a while before this place comes back to what it once was.
These people actually need help. As soon as those helps comes, then some of them that has insurance, those ones can access their insurance claim and then start business. But for those who are without insurance, certainly government will have to, one way or the other, assist them, because the earlier they come back, the earlier we're able to create jobs and we're able to restart the economy.
The Lagos state government is committed to assist those whose shops were looted in the violence. How quickly the government is able to mobilize the funds and get them to the traders will to some extent determine how quickly some of the looted shops in this shopping mall resume operations.
The NSAS protests in Lagos resulted to mass looting. Well, viewers, that was all in the world today with me, Sohna Tunkara. Good evening.